This one is right out of the movie Jaws. Thadeus Kubinski, a 69-year-old retiree, battled life and death in the shallow waters at the back of his home, right in front of the terrified eyes of his beloved wife. The result was catastrophic. Hit like and subscribe. This is Fierce. What was supposed to be a relaxing afternoon swim turned into a scene right out of a horror movie. Thadeus Kubinski, or Ted as friends called him, wasn't the type of person who would say no to adventures. He had an easygoing nature about him, which made people fall in love with him. So it wasn't a surprise that Anna stood by him all these years, raising 3 sons together. When they decided to move to Boca Ciega Bay, it was a bit of a surprise for everyone, given the fact that they chose such a calm environment as their home. However, Ted and Anna felt like this was the best place for them to spend their retirement. Ted and Anna became involved in many activities along with their community. Ted was specifically known for his love of music and his involvement in various businesses, including a motel in Tarpon Springs and a convenience store in Paso Grill. Both of them were beloved by everyone, and people remember them enjoying spending time at home, especially on the docks that led to the bay. Having a home in such close proximity to Boca Ciega Bay, swimming became a part of their daily routine. Not only did it get them to move their bodies as they got older, but it also reminded them of the first time they met back in their youth. Ted used to swim nearly every day in the intercoastal waters and never gave it a second thought. He even taught his grandchildren how to swim there, so he thought it was as safe as a public swimming pool. After all, these were shallow waters where predators didn't usually like to venture, and many of his neighbors had also enjoyed swimming there for many years. Yet on an ordinary day back in 2000, when Ted and Anna were supposed to enjoy their daily swim as usual, a horrible accident would leave Anna a widow and their sons without a father. On Wednesday, August 30th, 2000, Ted and his wife started their day as normal as ever. They read the paper in the morning, enjoyed breakfast together, and even did some work around the yard. In the afternoon, instead of a much-needed siesta, Ted proposed to his wife to go for a swim. A quick swim will be in and out of the water. His wife initially said no, but was very easily persuaded by Ted. He was just the type of guy who didn't take no for an answer. He also knew exactly how to convince Anna to do something. His plan sounded wonderful, almost too good to pass up on. They put on their swimsuits and headed to the docks. Despite the fact that they weren't teenagers anymore, Ted and Anna were still in very good shape. Swimming has helped them over the years with the pains of growing old. It also helped them continue to feel young. And even if Anna wasn't the adventurous type, Ted knew how to have fun. He would often race his kids and grandchildren in the water, jump straight off his dock, or buy different gadgets meant for water sports. Ted's jump led to a commotion in the water. The force of his jump made water splash all around him, nearly reaching his wife, still on the ladder. Relatively close to him, he noticed something under the water's surface. He simply thought it was a school of fish that he disturbed with his big jump. Unbeknownst to him, a large bull shark was prowling the shallows of Boca Ciega Bay in search of food. As Anna descended the last few steps of the ladder and finally submerged herself in the warm water, Ted put on his goggles and decided to investigate what was making such a commotion underwater. Before he could submerge himself and start his investigation, something approached him quickly, disturbing the calm water around him. Splashes and tiny ripples formed around him and dirtied his goggles, clouding his vision. When he finally took them off, he saw a dorsal fin slicing through the water and coming at him fast. Before he could alert Anna, his vision blacked out, and an immense pain shot through his torso as a pool of blood started to form around him. A 400-pound shark started to maul the 69-year-old man from his right armpit down to his right hip. The bite took the shape of a crescent moon, big enough that it could only mean one thing: a bull shark. Anna's eyes widened and a sharp scream came out as she watched the massive bull shark viciously attack her life partner. The entire scene unfolded so quickly and ferociously that Anna didn't know what to do at first but cry and scream. Suddenly, it was as if something pushed her out of the water and toward the house. She called 911 and simply yelled at the phone, "Hurry up! My husband is being attacked by a shark. He's killing him. The shark is killing him." Distraught, Anna ran back to the docks, her desperate eyes searching for her husband's. When her eyes finally met his, Anna knew it was too late. Ted kept on fighting the shark as best as he could, but the force of the 400-pound animal overpowered him. It was a scene straight out of Jaws. The terrified wife watched as her husband moved frantically in the blood-colored water, trying to get away from the predator. Around him, the shark's massive jaws kept reaching for his body until there was nothing left of his torso's ribcage, skin, meat, and liver. Just a few seconds later, the water returned to its calm state, pre-shark attack. The only massive difference now was that there was a lifeless body floating, and around it, the water lost its crystal clear look and turned crimson red. The paramedics and police ran across the backyard toward the dock, only to be met with a gruesome scene. Anna was inconsolable, screaming, crying, and saying over and over again, "Why didn't the shark take both of us?" The couple's next-door neighbor, Yoli Pate, alerted by Anna's screams, rushed to the scene. Pate's description highlighted the bloody aftermath of the attack, a stark contrast to the usually calm and inviting waters of Boca Ciega Bay. Ted and Anna's sons rushed to their parents' house as soon as they heard what happened. Richard Kubinski helped the emergency responders get the lifeless body of his father out of the water as Anna watched in disbelief. The incident left the entire community in utter shock. Those close to the couple, family, friends, and neighbors, showed their support for Ted's family. Richard even recalled to the media that people called him crying and sent flowers, food, and letters depicting how much they loved his father. Despite the rarity of such attacks, fear slowly made its way through the nearby residents of the area. One of them, Frank Reinhardt, even stated during an interview that he didn't think he was going to be swimming out there anytime soon. While shark attacks around Florida are not uncommon, fatalities are. It's especially eerie how a shark managed to travel all the way through the intercoastal waters. But we can say that one thing is for sure. Thadeus Kubinski's death left a void in everyone's hearts, one that will probably never be filled again. A loving husband, father, and grandfather was taken away too soon by one fierce predator.